Welcome to day 1 of your challenge. So today we are going to look at standing poses. So you're going to start in the pose that's called Tadasana or mountain pose. So come with your feet hip width apart. I like to call this good posture pose. And you want to make sure that your feet are symmetrical. Okay, if you can make them parallel without causing any torquing in your knees or hips, please do so. What I mean by that is if you naturally turn your feet out, forcing them to parallel can really hurt. You can feel it in your knees and your hips, and you don't want to do that. So if you do naturally turn out, bring them as close to parallel as you can without creating any discomfort, so it'll feel like you're twisting at the knee. So make them as parallel as you can without causing any of that torquing, and just make sure they're symmetrical, so they're doing the same thing, okay? If you can make them parallel, great. So I like to have them about hip width apart because I want you to feel really solid on your feet. So really grounded, and the feet are together, you're going to find you're going to be wobbling a little bit. So let's get you really grounded, feet hip width. Now the next step to Tadasana is to feel balanced between the right and left foot. Now, know that you aren't. We all have an imbalance here, and we all tend toward one way or the other, from backpacks, purses, holding children, whatever. We're all imbalanced, crossing our legs one way more than the other. So what I want you to do is you're just going to gently rock side to side a little bit. Can you feel that? You can feel the shift of your weight, right? And you'll probably notice, oh wow, I don't have as much weight on this side or that side. And then come to the middle and find that rest. Good. Then from there, I want you to imagine you've got roots growing down through your feet. And then you're going to extend and get really, really long. I like to say, pretend you're at the the amusement park. Couldn't remember that for some reason. And if you're that much taller, you can ride the roller coaster, right? When you're a little, remember that? So really extend, roll the shoulders back, really squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then release. And just take a couple of breaths. It's not forced, you're not lifting, it is engaged though. And I think that's a really interesting play, right? It's not collapsed, it's not lifted, but it is engaged. Now, Tadasana is a really interesting pose because it's something we do each and every day all the time. You have to do a little relearning of some old habits. It can actually be a really tricky pose. So I encourage you to bring on your Tadasana, if you will, whenever you find yourself standing, in conversation with someone, in line at the grocery store. Just engage, balance the feet, lift, engaging that body, feeling the heart open. Isn't that beautiful? All right, so that's the first of your standing poses, and it's sort of the neutral. It's the come back to in between poses. So we're going to come back to it to kind of check in with the body, see how it feels. All right, now let's add the arms. You're going to externally rotate the arms. So what I want you to do is turn the palms out and feel like you're turning them from the very top of the arms. So you're really broadening across the heart as you do so. And you're just going to inhale and bring those arms up and overhead. So feel like the feet are reaching down as you extend and reach up and out through the fingertips. Isn't that nice? Oh, nice long stretch. Then bring the palms together and down the front of you. And just pause with them in front of the heart. This is called the Anjali Mudra. And what's nice about it is it actually is a way of placing the body to increase the energy flow through your heart. So you may actually feel it, you may not, it's okay. If you don't feel it, it is very subtle, but it kind of feels like more of like there's more movement, if you will, in the heart. It feels really good. And then release. Okay, next pose, Warrior 2 or Virabhadrasana 2. You're going to separate your feet and give yourself as wide a stance as you're comfortable going without feeling off balance. Okay, I don't want you to feel like you're going to tip over. There is always time to take the feet further apart. Okay, no rush. And just take a moment, broadening across the soles of the feet. Really get long through the legs again. Just take a moment to kind of find your balance here, if you will. It's totally okay to do it next to a wall, so you can grab a wall if you need to. Now, we're going to turn the feet, and you're going to turn that back foot in, and that'll be your left foot right now, okay? Your left foot is going to turn in about 20 degrees or so, okay? And the reason for that is we're going to be kind of going this way, and that will help protect your knee so it doesn't torque. The front foot, or your right foot in this case, is going to turn out 90 degrees. So it's parallel to both sides of your mat. Now the alignment is the heel of that front foot aligns with the arch of the back foot. Do you see that? You're going to get really tall and feel broad and open across the heart as you bring the arms up. Now, really crucial here, in fact, take the arms down so we can see it. You want to make sure this knee is still pointing toward the toes. If the knee has dropped in, it can hurt the knee over time. Okay, so you want to be really careful. We always want to be very careful with our knees, especially if you have any knee issues, which is really common, as we know. So what I want you to do is just bend your knee a little bit and look down at it. If your knee is pointing toward the toes, great. If it's dropping in to the inside of the big toe, then you need to open it up, and that will keep the knee safe. And then you keep it pointing that way, if you will, with the legs straight. Okay, so it always points this way. The tendency is to drop it in and kind of collapse through that inner arch of the foot. So arms come back up, take your gaze across the right hand, and what I like to do a lot, especially when I'm just beginning, so this is for you, peek down at that knee as you bend the knee, and you're going to bring the knee right over the ankle. And here's your first pose. Warrior two, take the gaze across the fingertips of your front hand, lift up through the heart, breathe, and then come back up. Arms come down. Turn the feet through the front. All right, feet are parallel again, and just take a breath. Coming back to that center. We're going to go the other way. Turning your right foot in just a little. So about 20 degrees or so, 30 degrees. Turn that left foot out 90 degrees. So the foot is parallel to both sides of the mat. And then make sure you're going to kind of open that knee up so it points toward the toes, remember? Kind of rotate the leg a little bit. You can bend the knee a little bit to see where it's pointing to make sure it's in a safe place. Bring the arms up. Shoulders are square to the mat, okay? So they're not coming around. However, when you square your shoulders, the tendency is to drop that knee in. So be really careful. You need to open that thigh as you bring the shoulder back. They're sort of contrary movements, okay? So be careful there. And then take your gaze across the fingertips with the left hand, peek down at the left knee, and bend your knee. And breathe. Feel your pose. This is a really nice one for building energy. It's a nice one for middle of the afternoon, a little internal cup of coffee if you need it. And then come back up. Arms come down. Turn the feet to the front. Step back into Tadasana. And take a breath. Feel the body. And I love, whenever I come back to Tadasana, it's my opportunity to see, how do I feel? How did that pose affect me physically, mentally? Initially, you may not notice much, but your awareness of the body becomes more and more subtle. So you're able to feel the little things, the little shifts. Now, having said that, a lot of people go, holy cow, that was amazing. So I hope you feel that way too. All right, so for the next pose, if you have a block, great. If you don't, I will show you a variation you can do without the block. You're going to place it on the back side of the right side of your mat. So we're going to be going that way. This pose is called Treecko Nelson, or triangle pose. You're going to separate the feet. Good, and now we're going to turn the feet. So that's the same thing as we did with the previous pose. Back foot turns in just a bit, about 20 degrees. Front foot, 90 degrees. Make sure that foot's truly parallel to both sides of the mat. That's really important because it does help protect the knee. And the heel aligns with the arch of the back foot. Then you're going to bring the arms up and the shoulders are square to the mat. And you're going to slide that hip back. So you're kind of getting right into that hip joint. And take your hand down. If you can reach it, the block comes right behind your calf, on your calf. Now, if you can't reach it, you can set on the thigh, not right, you can be up here if you need to be. You can set it on a chair if you have a chair. If you don't have a block and you just want to rest on your leg, you can. Just don't put a lot of pressure on your leg. Really, the legs are supporting you here, and you can just rest on that leg lightly. If you have a block, it's kind of handy here. Feeling open across the heart. So just feel yourself opening across here as you breathe. Nice. All right, come on up. Turn the feet to the front. I always grab the block. Time saver. If you have a really heavy block though, don't grab it as you come up. You can come up and then reach down and grab it. All right, other side. Turning the foot in, front foot out. Arms come up. Flow in to Treecko Nelson. Feeling open across the heart. Breathe. Doesn't this feel good? Oh, you know, I take that back. I will say when I first started, Treecko Nelson did not feel good. So hang in there if you don't feel good. It will get better, I promise. I always joke that some yoga poses feel good when you're in them and some feel good when you're done. So they do their work, you come out and it's like, oh, feels good. And then coming back up, and you can bring the block if you'd like. Turn the feet to the front, arms come down, set your block down aside and step your feet back together. And take a breath. Notice how your body feels now versus when we first started again. Isn't that nice? All right, we have one more standing pose. We're going to do Conocimos. You're going to separate your feet again. This one starts sort of a mix of both of the poses we just did. Starts off like the first one and then we add the second one. So feet are apart, turning that back foot in just a little. Front foot goes out 90 degrees. Heel the front foot aligns with the arch of the back. You're going to bring the arms up. Bend the front knee. Now remember that knee points right over the toes. So you're getting into that, and then the front elbow comes down, and the top arm, you're actually going to circle it down and bring it up by your ear. Now watch, it's really easy to stop here, but I want you to roll that top shoulder open and face me. And to breathe. It's called Konasana or extended side angle pose. And then come up, arm comes out, followed by the body. Arms come down, turn the feet to the front. Other side, left foot in just a bit. No, right foot in, left foot out. Arms come up, bend the knee. Front arm comes down, top arm circles around and comes up and extends. And breathe. Isn't that nice? Again, guess it's all relative. Feels good for me. It'll feel better and better when you're in them, I promise. And then coming up, arm first, followed by the body. Turn the feet to the front, arms come down, step your feet together. Back into your Tadasana and take a breath. All right, I have one more to show you before we end for today. This one's called a wall push, so you do need a wall for it. You can also put your hands on the edge of your desk or table, so it's a nice one to do at work. It's great relief for the shoulders. So you're going to face a wall, and you're going to take your hands up on the wall, about shoulder height. You might be able to take them lower, it depends on your own flexibility in your shoulders. Now you're going to roll the shoulders down. Don't let this stop you too much. It might be a little confusing on how to do that. And then step back slowly, reaching out with the sit bones. And go really slowly. You might be up here, that's okay. You can even take your hands up higher if you're really tight. That's just fine. If you're even more open, no more than having the torso parallel to the floor. You don't want to go any lower than that. It's a little low for me. And you're going to reach the sit bones back behind you. It's just this really nice release in the shoulders, neck, and back. And then you'll come up, step the feet up, take the arms down, roll the shoulders back a couple of times. All right. Nice work. That was standing poses. Join me again tomorrow for the day 2 of the challenge, and we're going to take you through another 15-minute series. Have a great day, everyone. May this inspire you to live your extraordinary life.